Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Marks. So of course it's just ended there down on the south coast at the Vitality Stadium. Bournemouth won, Newcastle United won, and we still extend our unbeaten run now to 17 games. This is the record now for Newcastle, and of course unfortunately we weren't able to come away with a win in the game. Looking at the way we played in the game today, I've got to say, it was not the best. The passes were very loose. There was times in the game where, we really needed to tighten up the passing in the game. There was also moments where, you could see again that we were lacking Bruno in that midfield because of that suspension that he's currently serving. Thankfully, that game tonight was the second game of his suspension, so the Liverpool game will be the last of a 3-game suspension. He'll be back for the game against, of course, Manchester United in the Carabao Cup final on the 26th. But looking at the way the game played tonight down at the Vitality Stadium on the south coast, quite a few Newcastle fans travelling down there for the game in big numbers, as we always do. And Bournemouth took the lead in the game 30 minutes into the game. It was Sensi who scored the goal for Bournemouth on the 30th minute. He just poked it in at the back post off an assist from Dango, their new signing, of course, who knocked it at the back post, and in jumped Sensi to score at the back post with a stabbed ball in. And then, of course, it looked like we were going to go in at half time, 1-0 down to Bournemouth, but on the 45+2, just before half time, up jumps Miguel Almiron. Miggy once again getting on the score sheet for Newcastle. A really good goal as well by the lad, and it's nice to see Miggy getting back to scoring for it as well. That now takes him to double figures in the Premier League for goals this season, taking him from 9 goals to 10 goals this season for now. That's absolutely fantastic. And of course, this game was special for Eddie Howe as well, because it was a return back to the Vitality Stadium, somewhere that, of course, he had spent 10 years at managing Bournemouth. The Bournemouth fans were very respectful to Eddie Howe and a number of other former Bournemouth players, coaches, and of course Eddie himself being the manager. Not so much, however, to Ryan Fraser, obviously because of how things ended there, but you've got to move on. You can't be holding the grudge like that constantly. At the end of the day, you've got to remember what Ryan Fraser did for years. He did do some really good stuff, but I thought it was a little bit fickle of them, the way they were going on about Ryan Fraser in the game. And as well, there was a nice tribute by Newcastle fans chanting the Christian Atsu chant as well, in tribute of Christian Atsu, who is still unfortunately yet to be found in Turkey. Hopefully we will hear some positive news on that in the weeks ahead. There was some brilliant moments for it in this game tonight to come away with a win. Anthony Gordon had a really good opportunity in the game, towards the end of the game to be able to get something for it. Sean Longstaff had a brilliant moment in the game as well, but unfortunately it just wasn't to be. Joe Linton picked up a yellow card, so we need him not to be picking up a card in the game against Liverpool, otherwise he will miss the League Cup final, and we do not need that. We want to have Big Joe in the midfield for that League Cup final. But other than that, it was a pretty decent game. It just lacked the chances, unfortunately, for it to be able to, get the win in the game. I don't know what else to say, really. It just seems, again, another missed opportunity, a bit like the West Ham game before this one. Another missed opportunity. We need Bruno back, man. We need him back, because you can see there was just moments where if Bruno was in the side, then we would have, of course, come away with a win. But we're more than a one-man team, but a lot of players tonight, you could see, weren't quite there. They weren't quite pulling their weight. And that's something that Eddie Howe is going to have to talk with them about. He is going to have to drill them on that as well. And the passing, he's really got to drill them on the passing, because the passing has been loose for the last few games now. We need to tighten up that passing. That is costing with big time, because the loose balls that are just going right, left, and centre, it's just costing with, in the games. But other than that, not too bad of a game. But it would have been nice to come away with the 3 points to push with further away from Tottenham, who are sitting in fifth. Looking at the league table, of course, we currently occupy fourth place. We're now 2 points behind Man United, who occupy third place. Of course, they've got a game tomorrow against Leeds United at Elland Road, so hopefully Leeds can do a favour there and get the win over Man United in that game. And of course, Tottenham already played their game today, which we all know the result of that one, of course, with Tottenham now only being, of course, the 2 points behind with, because they lost 4-1 today to, of course, Leicester at the King Power Stadium. But other than that, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Till next time, remember to like, share, subscribe, 200% mags. And if you want to support the channel by donating to the channel, then you can do that by hitting, of course, the super thanks or the $ underneath, of course, when this goes up live on the channel. Of course, this is a pre-recorded video, so, just engage with yourselves in the chat. And till next time, I'll see you all later, and how are the lads?